the use of false reports as a weapon by criminals and abusers intentionally to use police, use your authority, your back. And I was arrested the other day and put to jail by a false report.
Okay. So, and I get what you're saying, but if, how can I explain it? Not me, but the powers above me decide.
They decide, and I know why. Now that you've come to this level, right here, I tell you why the powers above you deciding. This is the very top deciding. This Mike Vilardi there, the squatter who was in my house, occupying my house, a month after she moved in, contacted Mike Vilardi.
Who is he? Is he worked at the RAS? Is he what, a politician? What is he?
He was running for Congress, and you go to his Facebook page.
In your house?
In the other property that my mom owns.
He was a squatter?
Yes,
a
year and a half.
Squatter in your house?
She was that's her Facebook page right there. Justine Taylor.
So you're claiming that Mike Vilardi,
a
politician, was a squatter in your house?
Yes. They both from Palm Beach, Florida. She's on his Facebook. She's a Facebook friend of his.
So your question today is you want to know why?
Listen.
I've been listening to you.
No. You don't know yet.
So
Please. I want to complete it.
I know.
I haven't finished my statement
I know what
yet.
you're talking about.
You don't know.
I do know.
What do you tell me what you know?
You want to
Why
know?
is he motivated to support a drug dealer occupying my house? Do you know?
So he wasn't occupying your house, or he was occupying
He
your
was
house?
supporting, he called the West Valley Police Station and told the powers, the administration there to support her occupation of my house.
All right.
Her violations of the restraining order, I have on video them lying to support her.
So initially you came because you want to know why.
Listen. Let me finish my statement. Let me finish the statement because you're always blocking. I want me to make a complete statement. If you understand what the origin of the motivation of it is.
But you're jumping all over the place.
Because you need to understand.
It's hard to understand when you're jumping from one topic to the next.
Because the one point, let me make it, please.
So
the motivation, let me explain, because cops always do this to block communication.
No, because you have to understand, put yourself in my shoes, man. You came in here you want to know why?
It all has to do with one thing. They're using my mom because she has two property.
If you're gonna let me speak, I can try to explain it to you, right? But if you're gonna talk over me, then there's no point in having a conversation.
That's one tactic has been used on me so many times. When you realize there's corruption here, you say, you don't want to let me talk, and you'll say things that you repeat over and over again, things that have no value. That's method. You've been trained in police academy to block truth about corruption here. Anytime I show you corruption here, you use that same method. You say something that is not necessary to block, and then you say, I said my thing, you have to listen to me.
No, I already heard you, right?
You haven't. I haven't finished my statement. If you allow me to reveal the motivation of Mike Vilardi.
You're talking about a politician that I don't know who he is, man.
He talked to West Valley Police Station, made them see. You don't want to hear it, you see?
You're jumping all over the place now.
This is the one point I want to make. Would you please let me make a point?
I'm gonna have you talk to detectives because obviously you and I are not being able to get to like a
because you don't want to hear corruption here.
What corruption, man?
He's motivated.
Okay.
When you go to his page, there's a lot of 9/11 posts.
Okay.
He's motivated against people who look like me. A lot of police officers here are veterans of the wars of Iraq and Afghanistan.
I'm also a veteran of Afghanistan.
So Justine intentionally targets people who are Middle Eastern because a lot of cops hate Middle Eastern people because they're veterans of the wars of Afghanistan and Iraq. So does he, Mike Vilardi. Mike Vilardi, you look at his page, he has a lot of women that look like her, look like porn stars, the Trump supporters. They hate immigrants, they hate Muslims, they hate Arabs, and every time she would call and make a false report, she would say Arab. When I'm Armenian, I'm Christian, mom, she's the way she is because we're survivors of the
you
genocide.
You came here to talk about your mom, or you came here to talk about him? Or you came here to talk
You
about
want to
everything?
limit conversation because that's your cop method when you're facing truth about corruption. I always say we're here for today, you talk about something else. It's corruption in here. You guys are being used, your authority is being used to make attacks on Middle Eastern people.
Okay.
And you don't want to face that. That's why you're talking the way you're doing always. That's why you're preventing solution to 7 years problem we've had in that property and 4 years problem I've had on her other property because you guys are trying to seize her because she has that mental disorder and I'm her child. You want to seize her property.
I want to seize her property?
Yes, the police station does. You individual, and that's another method you use. I have nothing to do with it. That's another station. That's another guy. Mm-hmm. You're all working together, and I know you know it's wrong. That's why you're covering it up. Okay. You wouldn't be covering up if you didn't know it's wrong. Okay. And you're using cover-up method. Every one of you, you do the runaround. You say, go talk to him, go talk to him, go talk to him. I didn't do it. We're doing it because we don't write the laws, we just enforce them. You're responsible for what you do. Mm-hmm. If the laws are making you do something wrong or a politician is making you, you're the one doing it. Mm-hmm. You can claim your whistleblower protection rights and report what you know is wrong. All the people you've done this to, you do seize people's properties, you are motivated by hate. Okay. You do abuse your authority anytime you get it, you have agenda to do so. You do know about corruption here, mm-hmm. and you have any dignity in you, you have any obligation to the truth, to the Constitution, mm-hmm. you will claim your whistleblower protection rights to protect you from lawsuit and from prosecution. Report all the people you've done this to, all these methods that you're using right now, that I've seen all cops use. Okay. All of these methods to block communication. You had your chance to say it, it's my turn to say it. I didn't do it. All of these I've heard for 4 years over and over again because you know you're doing wrong and you want to cover up the corruption, the reason, your motivation because you hate Middle Eastern people and you attack them. I hate Middle Eastern people. You said I hate them? You were in Iraq and Afghanistan, right. Weren't you? Don't you hate what they did? They did 9/11, don't you? A lot of Americans do, don't they? That would motivate them to hate, and they can't do a concentration camp. It wouldn't look good. They do it in a covert way, mm-hmm. which is what this is. They disguised it as a tenant-landlord dispute mm-hmm. to hurt me. And in every crime that's been committed against me, they're refusing to prosecute, just like you just said today. They decide, the higher-ups decide whether to prosecute or not. They cherry pick which ones to prosecute. Okay. The ones that are attacking me, all the false reports against me made by Justine Taylor at her address, at my address over there, all the false reports, are you choosing intentionally not to take those reports? Why? Because it doesn't fit your agenda.